Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed if you are. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. Let's get into this conversation. This story came out actually a couple of days ago, and just getting a moment to talk about it. But I'm not here to report the news that Kroy and Kim, who we know are going through a nasty divorce right now, got the cops involved because of her refusing to leave the bathroom like his call was when he reported it to the cops, right? It's just the fact that hearing this story sounds so much, I hate to say it, but it's just me being beautifully honest. It sounds like an episode of Cops. You guys remember the show Cops that used to come on for a long time, for many, many years on Fox, as a matter of fact. I had not seen that show in ages, but it's kind of ironic that the story came out because maybe it was about a week or two ago. My husband was just flipping the channel and Cops was coming on. He was like, oh my God, I hadn't seen this in a long time. Let's see what's going on. And I'm like, really? I don't want to watch that. But anyway, he just kept it on the channel. And it was just nothing but calls from trailer parks and people getting into domestic situations, guys that look like they've been on crack since they were 5 years old. And, getting locked up and yelling at the cops saying that he didn't put his hands on her and all this other stuff. And so hearing the story about Kroy calling the cops on Kim, it just reminded me of like the things that I'm sure, I don't know any police officers personally, but I'm quite sure that they deal with this stuff a lot. And it's probably one of the things that they hate about their job is having to go to a residence because of a domestic dispute. And usually it's situations like that where it's like, why are we getting involved in this? So basically, it's been reported that Kroy called the cops on Kim and he accused her of refusing to leave the bathroom. And I'm sure the cops are like, why are you all calling us about this? So anyway, the thing about the situation is that we know that they have a lot of back taxes that they owe. They're living under the same roof because I guess none of them can afford to go and get a residence someplace else. And they've burned a lot of bridges with their own personal people, like their own personal family. Kim, she's disowned her parents. I've talked about that on several occasions. And Kroy, he disowned his family to be with Kim when they didn't want him to be with her in the first place. And now I'm sure they're literally living in the I told him so. So anyway, they have to stay under the same roof because the home was in foreclosure before and we knew that somehow it got saved. And so who knows what the arrangements were, because I haven't heard anyone come out to say what the arrangements were with regard to the home getting out of foreclosure. So anyway, he called the cops on her because she would not leave the residence. So they got into a heated argument. He called the cops and it happened late at night after almost 10:30, and the kids were home. You know that they have 4 children together. Kim has 6 kids, but 2 of her kids are adults that he actually adopted when they got married. Some people may have thought that that action that he did was something that was very honorable. I, at the time, felt like it was stupid, but listen, I was just like most people. I was just watching it and being entertained and also just saying, are you crazy? Because he even gave them rings. at the wedding. He gave them rings. I don't know if you saw the wedding. I did watch it, the wedding special. It was maybe like a 4 or 6 part show before they had their own show that I did not watch. So he met the police at the door. So he's letting them know that they didn't put hands on each other, but there was a lot of yelling because he said that she refused to leave the master bathroom when he told her he wanted to take a shower. So in this huge mansion, there were no other bathrooms for him to use. I guess maybe the toilets weren't working. Maybe the shower wasn't working. I don't know, in the other bathrooms. But there was nothing physical. It was just yelling. But you know how it is I don't know if you know. I don't know. I'm assuming how it is in the trailer parks when people are getting into those loud shouting matches. You can hear pretty much everything that's going on. And so to be in this mansion and you all are yelling at each other, it's absolutely crazy. And they had, again, 4 little kids. I know that the kids were there. Where were the kids? The kids had to have been home. Now, Kim, her story is different from his. Of course, it usually is. But she says that she was actually in the bathroom on a phone call. And he started shouting at her and telling her to leave. So she said that when she was trying to get out of the bathroom, he would stand in the doorway and then he would start chest bumping her. Listen, I don't see Kim as the most credible person in the world. I really don't. But I could see that being a thing. I'll never forget when they had the argument with the camera people. That was Kim's last season of her being an actual peach holder housewife. I remember that because she was pregnant at the time. Pregnant with their second child. And she was yelling at the camera people, telling them to get the effing camera out of her face. And he got out of the car because, again, at that time, he was her chauffeur. He got out of the car and started yelling at them the same thing. Get that effing camera out of here. Do you hear me? He was more aggressive than she was. Of course, she's a female and she was pregnant too. But he was absolutely aggressive. And I thought that he really was going to physically do something to the camera person. I really did. So if you go back to whatever season that was, I don't remember what season that was. Maybe season 6 or 5 or something. I don't know. And you see that. So I could see that being true. Again, not saying that Kim is the most credible person in the world, but I could see that happening. I really could. But hearing the story, it just reminded me of this confrontation that Nene and Sheree, again, Sheree, not one of my favorite people, had with Kim on season 2 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'm going to play this clip and just kind of jog your memory to bring you back to this really is nothing new for Kim. And I just want to get into it. So let me go ahead and play this clip so you can listen to it.
The goal is at the restaurant is to confront Kim on all the things that we've been hearing that she's been saying. You just can't be friends with the both of us and talk about us. Like, that's so not cool. So we want to ask him, why are you saying this kind of stuff? So sick. Hi, Kim.
Sitting down with him, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I here? My gut, I didn't want to come anyway. And I went against my gut and my intuition and went for Nene's sake.
Kim has been telling a lot of lies. She's going behind all of our backs, talking to each one of us about the other one. Let me see a drink.
Okay. Yeah, I need the same thing.
I thought it'd be great if we have a drink first.
So, Sheree, you're having a party.
Did you find out what happened?
No, tell me what happened.
I go to he's a party planner. He just went off.
Hell, we socialized. We would have known him. Where the hell he came from?
Exactly.
Sheree, don't cancel your plans because this loser. Don't let him piss in your Wheaties. You should still
So
have it.
great.
Let's do it like at a restaurant and just have fun with people. Did you guys know I brought a helmet in case you guys wanted to poke your heels at me?
Did you? Let me see.
So go ahead, bitches, let's talk. I don't want you to pull my fucking hair off and you put your fucking heel on my fucking brain. So I said, fuck it, I need a helmet.
Kim Kim is trying to make everything so sweet and fun. I just thought, okay, we're never going to be able to get to why we're here. So the reason why we decided that we wanted to come here today is because we thought we'd have an intervention. There's things that I want to say to you, and I want Sheree to be here so that we can say whatever it is we had to say and try to hash it out and move forward, if we can move forward.
Right.
No,
that's cool. That's why I'm here.
I have heard a lot of things. Like, you said things about my husband.
What did I say about Greg?
He was saying his broke ass, but she has said that he...
I have nothing bad to say about your husband.
But that is bad to say that he's broke. Like, you saying he's broke, like, that's insult to me.
But, before...
Okay, well, can I say this real quick?
I had to pause it right there because it's kind of ironic that this is many years ago, but Kim was talking about Nene's husband at the time, Greg, rest in peace, and calling him broke. And now she's married to a man who looks like he's broke, and definitely with her help, of course, but yeah.
I don't know why this just came up. You told her that I put the stuff on the internet about her and her home?
You told me that Nene only rented the house.
That's
you
not
told me
true.
out of your mouth.
No, honey.
Sheree? No. All of you be quiet. Sheree, you're going to look me dead in my face and tell me that you did not tell me that she rented the house. Are you kidding me?
No, that she rented the house.
Are you kidding me?
How would I know that she rented the house? Excuse me, Kim. I will get Kim.
You even say that Sheree said I'm renting my house. Sheree don't even know my personal business.
I swear to God on my kids that you told me that. How dare you sit here and look at me and lie?
How dare you look at me and lie?
You guys want to sit here and concoct your bullshit? You both can go yourself. I hope God strikes both my kids dead because you're a liar. You're a liar. I don't know why Sheree's behaving in this manner. I don't know what her motives are. I personally never done anything to Sheree. No, you tell her the truth about what I said about Greg. What did I say?
That Greg was broke, and what else did you say?
I don't know anything about Greg to say he's broke. You're fucking out of your mind.
You really better get him.
What about you?
And mind you, this is all happening in a crowded restaurant, so the fact that she and Kroy got into a shouting match in their mansion with the kids around, it does not surprise me because there's nothing new about Kim except her face and some body parts.
You talking on the phone to me telling me Sheree bouncing checks all your people about shoes.
Yeah, even Marcus.
Kim is a pathological liar. But when it gets to the point where she's making up lies on me, then we have a problem. She's a mother.
I hope God strikes my kids dead if I said what you tell me I said.
What did I say? What you did not say?
I said she had no class. Possibly. Maybe I said you had no class.
You said a lot. Kim was irritating the crap out of me. She's yelling at me. She's putting her hands in my face. She's screaming. She's lying. She's denying her lies. You need to chill out. Seriously.
I may say shit out of anger, like I may have said you had no class, Nene, and I'm sorry.
But I want us to talk about everything.
But the problem is that you can't communicate with people when they look at me and tell me that I did say something that I didn't say.
Kim, you don't know me like you really think you do.
Sheree, to me, you're an opportunist. But Nene, you know what? When you and I were friends and we were close, and I bet you at Sheree's party when I couldn't get in the door, okay? I left with you because that's the kind of friend I am. But I can promise you, out of all my friends, I miss you. And I've never said anything bad about you, and you're a fucking liar. That's it. You're a fucking liar.
I want to tell you something. No.
I'm tired of it.
That's not what this is all about. I mean, you talk to Sheree. You like Sheree, too.
You know what? I don't now, dude. Trash.
It's a trailer trash.
Trailer trash.
All right, so I'm going to end it right there. And I ended it right there on purpose. You heard Sheree calling Kim trailer trash. Listen, Sheree might have been right. I don't really care for Sheree, and we know that she's been up to her antics lately here with the fake relationship with Martell and lying about her having plastic surgery and all that other stuff. But she was on to something. She was not lying when it came to Kim. If you saw that episode, that was season 2 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, they were yelling at each other. Kim standing up, she's putting her hands in Nene's face and in Sheree's face. And that's why I don't really care for Sheree. One of the reasons I should say I don't really care for Sheree, because how do you go from all of that to now being almost like one of Kim's best friends? It's just weird to me. She called this girl trailer trash. I could never be friends with someone that would insult me in that way. But they deal in the fake relationships and all that other bullcrap. So it's like, yeah, par for the course, I guess. But in real life, would you be friends with someone that called you trailer trash? Or would you be friends with someone that you actually called trailer trash? Let me know in the comments section. But this fight that Kim and Kroy had, it's just the beginning. Nothing surprises me when it comes out, these new stories about the money, the gambling addiction that Kim has, and the fights that they're having with each other, the shouting matches, calling the police. It's very low down and gutter. And it just, to me, in my honest opinion, being beautifully honest, yeah, I know, well, I believe, I don't know for certain, it's alleged that Kim spent up all of Kroy's money and he wasn't smart enough to prevent her from doing that. I don't care if they're married, but they got married in 2011. Where's the love? Were they really that in love with each other? I just don't believe it, because they have 4 kids together. They were married for a very long time. And I know things can get dirty when it comes to children and money and things like that with relationships and with marriages. But the fact that Kroy didn't love himself enough to prevent her from spending up all of his money. And not only that, not saying that all of it should have been spent up, but if you have a certain amount of money and you don't have more coming in, where do you think, how long do you think it's going to last? Where is it going to go if you're not downsizing your lifestyle? They wanted to live this lavish lifestyle continuously when they were not getting the income and the revenue to keep it up. Because yeah, he had his NFL money, however much that was, I don't know, but he is no longer in the NFL. He's not doing any other things as far as we know, besides being her chauffeur. And the show that they had for 8 seasons got canceled. She's no longer doing housewives things. She just still has the name because of her association with it previously and having her own spinoff. But there's nothing else coming in. So really, they have no one to blame but themselves. They can't even point fingers at each other. I'm not saying that it was okay for her, if she has this gambling addiction, to spend up all of his money, but he should have been smart enough to prevent that from happening and be out here hustling and working to get some other streams of income coming in. Because in a way, he was living off of her. Let's just be honest. I don't like him. I really don't like him. But no one knew about him until he got with her. She met him on the show. He was in the NFL at the time, and she met him doing some charity event, dancing charity event, and he fell for her. Not sure why, but he did. And he became who he is basically by being associated with her more so than her with him. Yeah, she was able to suck him dry, literally, but it's his own fault. And he disassociated himself from his own family for this woman who was, 9 years his senior? It's crazy. So I don't feel sorry for him. I really don't. We'll see how things go in this divorce, because I know he wants full custody of the children. He may wind up getting it, because I've heard that Georgia is a father-friendly state when it comes to the family courts. So if they see her as unstable, having a gambling addiction, if they view her antics on The Real Housewives of Atlanta and all that other good stuff, then who knows? You really never know how it may go. But guys, I just wanted to talk about that. I really found it ironic to hear this story about Kroy calling the police and them having this shouting match in the mansion. And then I thought back to Sheree calling Kim trailer trash on season 2 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Nene and Sheree confronting Kim about all the trash she's talking about them. And look at what she's going through now. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being subscribed. This is Beth. I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.